feels like a graduation ceremony for all of us. And I make no apologies for the fact that I've put things down in writing, which I'm going to read to you, because it's really important to acknowledge and to recognize your journey on from Pearson College. I want to make sure that we capture those moments and we celebrate that together. So this week, when I was thinking about this day and you guys leaving us, I was looking at the Kurt Hahn quotation that's in the reception at Tarwin House. And for those who don't know, Kurt Hahn is the founder of the UWC movement. And the line that is often spoken and applied to students at Pearson and all the UWCs is the line, "There is more in you than you think." So as we say a fond farewell to you, our graduating Year 47 class, you perhaps more than any other cohort before, at any time at Pearson, have had to draw on your reserves and resilience during what, shall we say, was a highly unusual 2-year experience. But for you and I, there was no other experience. This is our experience at Pearson, but we knew that it was a challenging one. So to recognize and celebrate this journey, let us take a tour together through your 2 years at Pearson. So if you remember, cast your minds back to your journey beginning in downtown Victoria in the hotel, following Pearson's first ever online quarantation, connecting each hotel room to staff, faculty, and the campus. And many of you were in virtual advisory groups, which included students who unfortunately were unable to join you in Year 47, as the international restriction prevented processing of visas until mid-October. And the last of you actually arrived on campus as late as February 2021. Just remember that and think back to that. It's incredible. So this meant that on campus we had predominantly Canadian students only learning with online international students in virtual classrooms. It seems like an eon ago, but it was only at the start of your journey. So the unique and different Pearson experience continued for you as you began. There were no cross-house mixing outside of classrooms, no dining interactions with any adults, no casual drop-ins to residents' houses or house parent living rooms, and no weekend excursions to Victoria or long bicycle rides or impromptu hikes. In addition, if you remember, we took the bold but necessary decision to keep all students on campus during that first winter break, when usually students would return home to their respective countries. At this point, if you remember, Pearson College shifted to Camp Pearson as adults and students worked together to create a full program of events and celebrations to create a holiday experience that everyone could enjoy and appreciate. So this is where the mantra, "There is more in you than you think," applies, because in the midst of this challenge, we also saw the best of Pearson during that winter break. A time many Year 47 students this week, when I've asked them, have said was one of their best memories in the whole 2-year experience. The Christmas market in front of Tarwin House, Santa's Grotto, the day trips to Shawnigan Lake ice rink and gym, the huge snowball fight, and no, I've not forgiven Shay for nearly knocking me unconscious, the winter concert, the multiple crafts and activities, the great food, and the amazing New Year's Eve dance night, transforming the dining hall into Canada's only functioning nightclub during lockdown. Kudos to DJ David Heath. So as a group, you as Year 47 pushed through all of the challenges to create a unique and positive Pearson experience in spite of that COVID backdrop and restrictions. So your determination, along with Year 46 at the time, to celebrate regional performances safely in the Max Bell by staging repeat versions for everyone to enjoy was a particular highlight. These carried on this year with an amazing performances throughout the year to celebrate regional days, and I was personally moved by the 50 or so students we took to perform to the Canadian Club in Victoria, adapting many of the regional day routines for the benefits of those old folks in town. That was amazing, and it was also a sign of how we hadn't been able to do that or connect with our community during those 2 years as much as we would normally do. The other highlights include the many music concerts organised on this community lawn, and the 2 outstanding House Olympic tournaments and Golden Shoe events, both on and off campus, and remember it's semi-final and finals day tomorrow. And I also fondly remember playing for Finland against England in Pearson's own Euro Championship tournament last year too. And our wonderful theatre performances and art exhibitions that helped to create the necessary campus community experience that we missed out on. And most recently, the incredible project week, the expeditions that gave Year 47 an enriching place-based enjoyment ahead of their final examinations. So there are many more occasions that I have not mentioned, but I want to acknowledge so we can collectively thank our whole community for the effort, commitment and resilience that has been core to the creation of a rewarding experience for our Year 47s. So thank you to our community for doing that. I also just want to celebrate with our Year 47s as today's French exam marked the final IB diploma paper. So let's celebrate. And dripping Damien just said to me today as he stepped off the dock, "You did it, guys, and you earned today's bay jumps." So well done, fantastic. Just in conclusion, I recently met with the other UWC heads, as you might know, when I went to Singapore, and we were all reflecting on this year's graduating class and the amazing positive experiences you've been able to develop despite the challenge across the entire movement. Your leadership and commitment to community well-being has been admirable. Many of you helped to launch our college assembly, our model of student decision-making, a great example of how you're already giving back. This self-sacrifice in the service of those that come after you is a mark of a Pearsonite, where paying forward and passing down to future students is an established tradition and expectation. I also want to recognize this group for the joy that you have brought to us. The fun, the music, the laughter, the hikes, the paddling, the student-led clubs, the intense conversations, the campaigns, the bay jumps, the cooking, the camping, and the dancing. A highlight for me last year is this group's particular talent for dancing. And one special memory was watching passing boats, returning to the marina here, slowing down to watch you guys with Year 46 going absolutely crazy on this lawn. So listening to our choir just now also reminded me of the floating carol singing some of you took part in. Having shouts of gratitude directed at our students was a great example of the spirit of compassion and appreciation we all recognise as central to the UWC experience. So this returns us to the opening quotation from Kurt Hahn. Reflecting and meditating on these words is particularly powerful in this of all years. Part of cultivating gratitude requires a full awareness and perspective, a reminder that no matter how intense the inside of campus life has been, there is more out there than you think. We often forget how much deep joy is generated by serving others, something I experienced in the Carol Canoe. So this is a key learning point in the transition for Year 47 into becoming lifelong members of the Pearson College Alumni Association and family. We have seen this reflected in the amazing Global Affairs program that we've been through this year, having Pearson alumni like Abby Williams and Shauna Amanath reflect back to us the amazing impact Pearsonites can make in the outside world. These individuals are the important reminders of Pearson at its best, translating the privilege of a UWC education into meaningful social change. So I look forward to having as many of you on screen talking to Year 60 students during a Global Affairs program in the future. So that's my challenge to you. And this is why I firmly believe in Hahn's undefeatable spirit, because there is always more in us than we think. This is often hard to appreciate in the eye of the storm that many of you have been in during your 2 years, but I am confident this characteristic will remain with our Year 47 students as they gain a post-Pearson perspective and keep their deep friendships and connections alive in the coming years. So congratulations to each and every one of you for completing your Pearson journey.